You've been trying to change your life while surrounded by people who haven't changed theirs yet, and you wonder why your motivation is gone by Tuesday or Wednesday. In today's episode, I'm doing something that I really don't like doing. I like to take a psychological approach. What are the objectives that you can control, right? But today I'm going to be doing a little bit of motivation. And if you know me personally, you know I hate being considered a motivational person because I'd rather allow somebody to uncover what they have within them so that they can actually follow through on what they need to do. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about an external factor that trips up so many people. So if you work a 9 to 5 and you're trying to get a side hustler business off the ground, in today's episode, I'm going in about support and environment. And with that being said, I want to welcome you to episode 25 of Everything Entrepreneurship, the podcast for ambitious employees, working professionals, those climbing up the corporate ladder, and my working entrepreneurs as well. My name is Jerome Carter, or KJC, and today, going through it a little bit today. I'm not gonna lie. Got allergic reaction. I'm all itchy and stuff like that. But that doesn't matter. I'm here to serve you. Right? You came here, you paid nothing, and I'm gonna give you everything I got. With that being said, I want to say thank you again to everybody that clicks subscribe, the people that keep on interacting and sharing with others. Last week I said I'm going to make this a short episode, and it ended up being longer than the episode before that. So today I'm going to really try to be concise because again, I don't like being motivational. I really don't. But at the same time, some people do need it. So I'm going to break it down. I'm going to give you some things to do so you can overcome this and have an amazing, not just day, but rest of your week. So without further ado, let's get into it. So when I say support an environment, what do I mean? By that, I mean most people don't have the support to go after their dreams. And it doesn't necessarily have to be in entrepreneurship or starting a business. Most people are not in an environment that wants to put them at the top, right? I'm blessed that my family and friends have believed and supported my dreams, right? And what's crazy is every single year for almost 10 years, I would tell my family, whether it was a birthday or Christmas, when they say, hey, KJC, what do you want for Christmas or something like that? And granted, when you're grown, you don't get toys and stuff. Yeah, if anything, back then, I'm like, can you pay a bill? But on a serious note, I would always tell my family members, I don't want anything from you. I already get your support, and that means more than you can even understand. And I appreciate that, and I love you. Most times they thought I was just saying that to say that. Granted, this is while I was still working 9 to 5, going after my business. And even when I quit my job back in 2019, and I was just keeping my business afloat until it could start thriving, I would still say the same thing. I don't want anything from you. I just appreciate the fact that I get your support. Now, when I say that, I mean not that every single day they were messaging me or giving me a call. Hey, okay, JC, how's it going? How's the business? You got this. Not supporting that aspect. When I told them I appreciate them for their support, it was more so for very limited amount of conversations asking me to change my objective, asking me to not continue in business, right? As most parents are, and most like grandparents and family members, they want more for you than they had themselves. So it's only natural that they want stability and things to be secure for their child or grandchild or loved one, right? So back in like 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, I would always say, I'm working hard on my business. And granted, I went to college. I was never trying to pursue a degree. And for all of them, granted, it was a different time. Right now, they have so many reports saying, hey, the weight of a bachelor's and even a master's isn't the same anymore. A lot of these employers don't even require it. You don't necessarily need a college education to get some of these higher paying jobs or entry level jobs, right? Back then, that wasn't the case. And many conversations, it would always be, okay, cool. You got this business thing, but you're working at the bank. What's next? Or if I was at the dealership, okay, cool, you got this business thing, you're working at the dealership, but what's next, right? And granted, it takes having a very strong character and a strong sense of self to be able to hold your ground, but not be too stubborn. Though I am a little stubborn, just a little bit. But I know the amount of times I would have a conversation with them in which they would ask, what's next or what's after this? What's your plan B? What if this doesn't work out? It was always in good faith, and it wasn't so frequent that it was annoying. I always knew if I talk to somebody once a month, once every other month, it might come up, right? And I also knew the best way I can combat that is to be successful and make this decision that I made worth it, right? So, whereas I had support of people that said, hey, you got this, we believe in you, and the most I had to hear every now and again was, what's next? There are a lot of people that don't have that at all. There are a lot of people that if they bring up an idea, uh, an aspiration, a dream, not just a business, that their friends and family look at them like, well, who do you think you are? There's many times that people will get excited in private, like in their own company, and really just want to commit to something. And they mistakenly or in confidence tell somebody, like a family member, hey, this is what I'm thinking about, this is what I want to do. And it's just met with blank stares. It's met with, are you crazy? It's met with, what are you doing? Stick to your plan. And the support at that level is, I wouldn't say bad, but it's more so it's not there, right? What's bad is the people that are trying to do better for themselves, yet they're in an environment that tells them, you can't do this. Look at where you're from. You're never going to amount to anything. You're not going to get that job. You're not going to get that relationship. You're not worth it. And there are so many people that are in that situation, right? So when I say support or the lack of support that people have, that's what I'm referencing. Now, when I talk about environment, environment is another external force that you can't directly control at all times, but sometimes you can, right? So when I say environment, we all have different, we all have many different environments that we're in. You have your home environment. What's your home life like? Is it healthy? Is it toxic? Is it suffocating? You have your work environment. Are you anxious? Are you excited? Are you challenged? You have the environment that you create for your friends. Like, these different environments that we create, or these different environments that we're in, will sometimes dictate our direction, not necessarily your potential, but what you're doing and where you're going, right? There's a reason why they say, if you surround yourself with successful people, you're going to be successful. Or don't always be the smartest person in a room. These sayings hold weight because the environment that you're in is huge, and the support that you get is big as well. You know, there's only so much internal support, like just stubbornness, like, I got this, I'm going to be okay. It doesn't matter what, through hell or high water, I'm going to do this. Everybody wants to connect with somebody. Everybody wants community. Everybody wants another person that is excited for what they are, who they are, and what they're doing. And again, this isn't limited to entrepreneurship and business. This is a broad stroke that touches on many things. But when it comes time for somebody to be in a position, I find this more in my consultations with people that hold not necessarily an executive level, but high, like upper management, or people that have had a long tenure in the same position or the same job for about 10 plus years, that the sheer thought of disturbing that, introducing something else, even if it's for the benefit of their family or their household. Hey, I want to go out and start this side hustle or this business so I can better make sure I can take care of our family. Many times it's the people that you look up to that when you make a move or you make a pivot, that it hurts the most when you're met with just disgust or just disappointment, right? Imagine you probably have one kid, maybe two, maybe one kid and your kid on the way, and Your wife comes home and you're excited about this new thing. You've been at a job for 10 years, you're making good money, and you say, hey, babe, I was thinking about it, and you know what? I just made a commitment. I just bought a course. I'm going to learn this new skill. I'm going to make us extra money. Imagine the person that you love, the person that is now your family, looking at you like, are you crazy? Some people just don't get it. You, you watching this, have a real life with real responsibilities. And there's stuff you have to do, like go to work, stuff that you're obligated to do, go to this appointment, meet this person, and there's stuff you want to do. Relax, have time off, enjoy some stuff, right? I forget exactly where I heard it, this quote, but somebody was basically breaking down loneliness. And they were saying loneliness is not a person that has nobody around them that they can speak to. It's the person that has plenty of people around, but they can't talk to anybody about what they're going through. They said that's loneliness. And that hits hard. Um, there's mental gymnastics that you have to do almost every single day when fighting to maintain your way of life and to build a new life as well. And in some instances, it's not about a new life, but it's more so about becoming the next version of yourself so that you can not only sustain these things that you need to take care of, but so that you can hit these goals so you can make more money, right? And if we take into account an actual audit, right? So in my consultations, one-on-one consultations, I have a questionnaire that goes out before we do our first hour, right? And one of the questions I have, rate your support system from 1 to 10. And I'm always so surprised that most people, they anywhere from like a 4 to a 6. And when it comes time for our actual like hour conversation, the first hour, um, I ask them to dive a little bit deeper into that. And when I say you rated your support system a 4, what does that mean? Why is that? And most people basically say something along the lines of, well, if I tell somebody this, they just get disappointed, or I only have my best friend, or but if I try to do this, it's not good. I don't want to go there. And I'm like, okay, cool. But the same way, when I'm helping somebody identify the objective skills that they have from their job or from their just work career, and initially they list out maybe like 6 or 7 things, and by the time we're done with it, and we take an objective lens to look at all their accomplishments, what they've done, what they can do, who they are, that list is now almost over 20 things. So it's very similar when it comes to support. Some people want support from these individuals, but because they don't get it to a certain extent, they think overall their support is low. They take for granted that person in passing that's always saying, hey, you got this, you're gonna have a great day. They take for granted their coworker that checks in with them from time to time to say, hey, you look a little stressed, but it's okay. They overlook the fact that they have a support system in and around them at all times that they're just not tapping into. So yes, it is disappointing to have that 1 or 2 people that you want the support from. You want them to say, you know what, I believe in you. You want them to say that you can do this. You want them to really be in your corner. To some extent they are, but don't overlook the people that actually are supporting you every single day or every single week, right? I forgot exactly where I read this. Um, I wish I had the actual source, but it basically said when you are telling your aspirations, dreams, or goals to an immediate family member, they're saying mother, father, brother, sister, the people that have been around you, and you tell them, hey, I want to start this company and I want to make $10,000 a month. Oftentimes, what they do subconsciously, they put that situation in their own brain and they very quickly figure out, think, could I do this? Like them, I as in like your mother or your father or your brother or sister. And they think, could I do this? Could I go out, start a business and make $10,000 a month? And they filter that through all the different things that they've done or things that they haven't done in life, their disappointment, their shortcomings. And again, in that protect mode, I want more for the person I care about than for me. It it comes back as maybe you should slow down, or don't be so ambitious, or that's not the best choice. How about you reconsider? Or what happens is they can't see you for more than what they know you to be. So if you're the younger sibling and you tell an older sibling, I want to do this, something grand, something like impactful, they think, that's just a little KJC. Little KJC can't do that. I remember when I changed his diapers. I remember when he was over here, he couldn't even spell these words or whatever it might be. Um, to an extent, it is conscious, but most of it is subconscious. And again, most of these people do care for you. They're just going about how they think they're supporting you in the wrong way, right? So if when it comes to your support system, you have to identify the people that actually do support you, you need to take a moment and you need to breathe. You need to say, you know what? Let me take an audit. This week, I'm going to recognize and I'm going to jot down any and everybody that's rooting me on. Whether that's somebody that responds to your social media post that says, hey, that's great, keep going. Whether that's your best friend sending you something. Hey, I saw that you said that you were looking into this. Here's a training on that. Whether it's your family member saying, hey, you know what? You do got this, or whatever it might be. But you're going to take an audit and you're going to realize, who are the people that I've been overlooking? Who is it that supports me that I didn't think supported me? Though you're going to get more weight from those individuals that you really want it from, you can't overlook the people that are giving you the support day in, day out, week in, week out. And I said it before, and I used to say this all the time on social media. This is a little throwback to little baby KJC, like almost 10 years ago. If no one else is in your corner, then I'm in your corner. You're watching this, you're getting value. I want to give value to you. I'm telling you this right now, that you can do what you put your mind to. Like it's not a matter of, well, if this, no, you really can. Like, people say they're afraid of failure. Some people are afraid of success. Like, what if you did commit to something? What if you actually followed through? What if you actually were the person that you see at night that you're like, oh man, it would be amazing if I was that person. I'm telling you, and it's not just because, oh, I want to make sure that people feel good. No, I need you to understand. You can do what you put your mind to. And you know what else? When 6 days pass, when 16 hours pass, when 3 weeks pass, and your excitement, your motivation isn't as high, I want you to remember this. You can actually do it. You moving, you succeeding, you following through is not contingent on if you feel good or not. We're putting together things in place, fail safes, systems, so that you understand that you're not dependent on motivation to accomplish your goals. That's what everything entrepreneurship is for. So remember that. You can do that. And that's not some woo-woo, like everything is aligned. No. You're going out of your way to listen to a podcast. You made it this far into the episode. You can actually do what you put your mind to. And don't let anybody say that you can't. I want you to understand that. I'm not speaking to you. I'm speaking to inside of you. So that's that part. Environment. I was watching a podcast episode of Andrew Bustamante, an ex-CIA agent, and he was interviewing an ex-Navy SEAL. In the conversation, they were going about, or Andrew was basically asking the guy his opinion on people that are in these situations. Forgive me for not saying it as eloquently, but for more or less. He said, how can people control their environment, or something along the lines of that? And the guy's response was, focus on what you can change. You don't always have to control everything. There are certain things that are outside of your control. And if you can't control something, put it out of your mind. Identify it, understand it, but don't try if you cannot change something or control something, if you cannot control something. But what you can do is identify what you can change. Right now, I'm over here breaking out food allergy, itchy. What can I do to change that? I can't go back in time. I can make sure that I put some cream on to make sure that it alleviates the itchiness. What I can do, I can put a fan over here so that I have a nice breeze, right? I can make sure that when I go to sleep, I get a full night's sleep. I'm fully hydrated. I might not be able to control my situation, but I can change things, right? If you're in a hostile work environment with a boss or a supervisor that either micromanages you or just expects the world when he's not paying you what he should, You might not be able to control many things, but what you can do, you can change. I can change the exact time I get to work. Maybe I'll get there a little earlier. I can't control what he says, but I can change what I say to what he does say. I can change my attitude looking at the week. I can change different aspects, different things every single day pertaining to your job, pertaining to yourself. Until you can put yourself in a better environment, focus on the little things that you can change and understand that every day you're moving towards the environment that you want. Living arrangements, if you don't like where you are, slowly but surely move towards your ideal environment. Identify what it is. That's where I want to be living, move towards it. I want to work in a better work environment. We're going to put in some applications. We're going to make sure we go above and beyond. We're a good employee. We're not burning no bridges over here. Like, there's different things that you can do to change where you are, right? And as it pertains to entrepreneurship, as it pertains to staying on the bandwagon, staying on the bus while things feel like, I don't really have people's support, or you know what, I'm not in one of these big cities, I only can rely on like one person. What you can change is your daily routine. Monday through Friday after work, maybe because you watch this, you go to Barnes and Nobles. No, but for real, Monday through Friday after work, you have family to tend to. Maybe you take your spouse out on a date. Maybe you have like after school activities for your kids. What you can change, one day a week, you can go to a networking event. Maybe it's once every other week, maybe once a month. You can change, okay, every first Wednesday, I used to just pick the kids up from soccer, and after that, go home, cook, and watch Netflix. Now, what you can do, you can change, you know what, cool. I can still pick them up. I can make sure they're fed. I'm going to make sure that I log on to this virtual meeting or this community. Or you know what? Got someone else here that can watch the kids, right? The wife is there. Hey, babe, I'm going to step out on Wednesday. I'm going into the city. The city is like an hour and a half away. I know, but I really want to get in the right environment. Because what the right environment does, the right environment not only inspires you, but it allows you to learn from and be around people that have done what you want to do. And that's crucial. That's literally key. Because I always say it's not about counsel, it's about counsel. Learn from or take direction from those that have done it, not people that have just read about it, right? So if you have two people, person number one has only read about fights, read about fighting, has read every single technical book. But person number two has read books and they've also been in a lot of fights. They've won fights, they've lost fights. The person that you want to learn from is person number two, because they got beyond just reading or watching videos. They went out, they went past that first education, they won, they lost, they learned some lessons, and you can be around that. Being in the right environment is huge. That's one reason why when I get Everything Entrepreneurship, the community off the ground, it's not going to be like any other community. It's not going to be I get it once and I just, that's it. Mm-mm. I love the psychology. I've said it before. If you have ever been on a dating app, Hinge has an amazing, like, just tagline: the dating app that was meant to be deleted. I want the same thing for my community. It's not meant for people to just stay in and be in forever. You're supposed to get in, get the value, build your business, get profitable, and get out. The only reason that you're still in is because the environment sharpens you, keeps you on point. You've made these relationships. It's not meant for you get in, I'm just going to try and get as much money from you and just provide you low quality. No, highest quality stuff, constantly around people that are like you, constantly around people that are a little bit further than you, in the right environment so you can get in and get out. But it's almost done. Hit me up if you want to be on the wait list. I'm still putting that together. By no means was that a plug. It just fits. But yeah, support environment. I could probably go longer. I could probably go deeper, but like I said, I'm trying to be concise. I am over here itching up like crazy. I keep saying the second half of the show where I talk about me, myself, business, how things are going is not that exciting. And somebody recently said, you know what, KJC, cut that out. That is exciting. That's huge. So I'm no longer going to devalue the second part of the show. But with that being said, I'm going to make the second part of the show more valuable to you. So no questions this week. I'm going to end this episode here. planting the seeds within you, or watering the seeds that are already there, so you understand that you not only have the potential, but you're already on your path. With that being said, you made it this far. I appreciate you. I want this to grow, and if you want this to grow too and you got value, send this to one other person, because I already know you subscribed. Send this to one other person. I want to see something out. I want to see what shares look like this week. But with that being said, this is Jerome Carter, Everything Entrepreneurship, episode 25. You really got this. You really do. I believe in you. Until the next time, I'll talk to you guys later.